It's funny. You and I were real good at baseball, right? When we were younger, we were
Yep.
athletes to a certain. But not having that dad in the picture really mucked things up for me as I got older because no one kept me on that straight and narrow, right? You know what I mean? No one let me see the forest through the trees. That you could maybe go to college, you could maybe do other things from this. And I grew up in a neighborhood where John Gotti lived 5 blocks away from me. The head of the Lucchese crime family was 6 blocks the other way. The head of the Banana crime family was 5 blocks the other way. So there were 3 crime bosses living in my neighborhood. We weren't trying to be Michael Jordan and Howard Beach. We were trying to be, John Gotti. That's what's around you. Especially you guy like you and me, dude, where you don't have that male role model. We're in the streets, dude. We're looking at the people that got respect, the people that people looked up to in that area. And most of those people around me were, doing dirt.
I remember playing baseball. My mother's working all day. I look in the crowd. There's no one there.
No
There's no
one.
one in the stands. So
No one.
where's my motivation? Who's motivating me?
I could say and look at myself and say, oh, that's what that was. I was pissed that
I
I
was
didn't
pissed.
have any of that. You know what I mean?
That was
And
the anger. That's the anger you grew, and you had to. The streets kind of helped you get that anger out because you get to hang out, you get to look around. And while other kids were maybe going to better schools, I had friends that fathers put them in better schools that had a better sports program. And I'm going to a high school where if I cut all day, they don't even call home. You know what I mean? So that's where the dad part is missing. And that's why now I think we look back what we went through and you're like, there's no fucking way my kid is ever going through any of that shit. You know what I mean?
shot.
So
No shot.
it's taking that cycle and just throwing it away, and that's over and it's done, and whatever happened. But we have to follow our own path as parents.
It's not the way it's supposed to be done.
No.
It's not. I think that every boy, every girl, they need a male influence in their life. They need someone that's strong, that could kind of, it's real hard for mom to be the good cop and the bad cop, right? And again, keep going back to the streets. The streets are always welcoming, dude. There's always someone hanging out at the park, dude, that, if you want to, go get into mischief or go be in a bad situation, there was always that.